The next time you see your Red Raider men's basketball team play, it'll be March, which means the madness is just a few weeks away. In today's video, we look at the latest metrics, including KenPom, the net rankings, Bart Torvik, as well as the latest bracketology from ESPN and CBS, and ask the question, could Texas Tech still be on the 3 line? We'll discuss that and much more in today's video. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. And honestly, I was kind of surprised by some people's reaction last night after the Houston game in terms of it felt like it was 50-50, maybe 55-45 in terms of people's, level of frustration. But I kind of want to ask you guys this question just from seeing the comments. After their loss to number 4 Houston, are you still confident Texas Tech can make a deep tournament run in the NCAA tournament? Just a simple Y for yes or in for no. Personally, I'll be honest with you. I was more encouraged than anything. And I know somebody will come in the comments and say, I don't believe in moral victories, or there's no such thing as moral victories, or, oh, other teams are injured all the time. They still win games. Yeah, you played the number 4 team in the country, people. That's the best defense in the country, maybe outside of Tennessee. And even then, it's a coin flip. And you did so without 2 of your best players that are all league-type players. I don't know about you. I was more encouraged than anything else, but I want to hear from you guys. Don't let my opinion sway yours. Head down to the pinned comment below and let me know if you still think Texas Tech men's basketball can make a deep run in the NCAA tournament with just a simple Y for yes or in for no. All right. I kind of just want to go right in to the net ranking side of this. And let me make sure it's on your screen correctly. There we go. Texas Tech did not lose any ground in the net. We know that it wasn't going to – that game last night, in terms of the situation you were in, I think Fran Fraschilla on the broadcast said it best, and that's why he is just truly, not just because of this one statement, why he is just literally the best guy in the Big 12 and kind of the voice of the Big 12, in my opinion. He said basically during this broadcast, hey, with the guys that Texas Tech is missing, the only thing this game can do is help Texas Tech. It cannot hurt them whatsoever, and he was spot on. Texas Tech did not pick up a quad 1 victory. Houston did. They now have 8 to the Cougars. Texas Tech has 6. They are 5-1 against quad 2 competition, but the Red Raiders are in a great spot at 21-7. Headed up to Lawrence, which we will preview that game here on the channel later in the week. We'll have a preview video of that game against the Kansas Jayhawks, the unranked Kansas Jayhawks, wild type stuff. We'll have a preview for that on Thursday. Now we head on over to KenPom, and Texas Tech still is at number 7, much like the net. So you like to see that if you're a Red Raider fan in terms of the alignment there, right? From these 2 highly predictive sites in terms of the committee doesn't use KenPom per se, but they definitely look at it. I'll tell you that much. They definitely use the net, and Texas Tech is in a great spot in the net. The Red Raiders did move down a little bit in terms of their net rating, but still stayed the same after their Houston loss and stayed at number 7, as you can see on your screen right there. Texas Tech still meets the national championship requirements in terms of the 21 offensive rating and 31 defensive rating. They are at number 10 in terms of the best offense in the country, according to KenPom, and a top 30 defense specifically at 27, according to his metrics. Now, we head on over to Bart Torvik. You love when these sites line up with each other, right? Texas Tech, once again, comes in at 7. Bart Torvik has the Red Raiders as the 10th best offense in the country. Bart Torvik, however, has the Red Raiders a little bit higher when it comes to the defensive metrics, and he comes in at 24. It's really interesting from the standpoint of, okay, if every metric site, including the major one that the committee will use, i.e. the net ranking, it's not going to be entirely that, right? But that's going to be a valuable piece of what they, look at going into filling out and creating this bracket that we're all going to fill out numerous times, me probably close to 50, but that's just me, right? This is what it is. You look at these metrics, and Texas Tech is in a great spot, 7 across the board on these 3 major sites. And I don't think that that should be a surprise to anyone, if we're being honest about it. Now, I do want to go over to bracketology. And the title of this video is Texas Tech still in play for a 3 seed? The answer, unequivocally yes. You can see it on your screen right here. I don't take everything Joe Lunardi says as gospel. Neither should you. But I do think it's indicative that he has Texas Tech on the 3 line here. As you can see on the right side of your screen, Texas Tech would be the 3 seed in the Raleigh region with the Duke Blue Devils as the number 1 seed in this region with the Tennessee Volunteers as the 2. You see some familiar names in there. You've got UConn up there playing Duke. Missouri, a team that has absolutely just gone ballistic this year in terms of they did not win an SEC game last year. Now they're a 5 seed in the tournament, at least projected. St. Mary's, one of the better non-power conference schools in the country. They're going to win the West Coast Athletic Conference regular season title over Gonzaga. You've got Texas there potentially. Louisville, West Virginia, Tennessee, right? Obviously, great teams in there, but you are the 3 seed, at least projected right now. Now, again, not gospel. Let's go look at another bracketology site, and this will be on CBS, where I will say this one is the lowest that I have seen. I will be honest with you guys, but it's not the end of the world when it comes down to it. You see the Red Raiders on the left side of your screen this time as the 4 seed in the West region with Florida as the number 1 seed in this region. The Houston Cougars, the team that you split your regular season series with in the Big 12 as the 2, and then Wisconsin as the 3. Texas Tech would be the 4. That's not a bad region, in my opinion, when it's all said and done. But I do find it a little interesting in terms of, okay, you look at some of these predictive metrics, and let's go back to KenPom real fast. Put that back, or the net rating, excuse me. We have this on your screen in terms of, okay, Texas Tech is 7 here. And I think it's super interesting from the standpoint of, okay, you like what you see from the standpoint of, okay, you have 6 quad 1 wins. And by the way, this is the point I was trying to make there. That's going to flow up and down a little bit, okay? If we're being honest about it, that's going to go up and down because you have 3 wins there that are all right on that 75 mark, okay? If you were Texas Tech. And again, it's one of those deals where we're not going to know until we're actually, having the conversation of, okay, where is Texas Tech playing? Okay, but I wanted to put this in here for the next bracket that we look at because, again, you have Alabama at 6, you have Texas Tech at 7. The reason I'm bringing that up, this is from March Madness over on Twitter. The Red Raiders are a 4 seed in the Midwest with Alabama as the 1, Michigan State as the 2, Texas A&M as the 3 with your Red Raiders as the 4, and then Clemson as the 5. I'll be honest with you. This is probably my favorite bracket prediction that I have seen for Texas Tech yet. I mean, this is nice right here. Obviously super difficult just because there's so many good teams in March Madness this year. It's unreal, right? I think this is the most loaded and parity-filled year of college basketball we have seen, and you can thank the portal for that. But you look at it, Alabama, they love to score. Are they the best defense in the country? No, but they can fill it up, right? You've got Michigan State, Tom Izzo, historic coach. Then you've got number 3, Texas A&M, a team that Texas Tech, if they had JT Toppin, you could make the argument they beat them in non-con. You have Texas Tech at 4, Clemson, a very solid team, one of the really only 3 or 4 good teams in the ACC. That's a serviceable bracket if you're Texas Tech. And remember, the high-level metrics have you in terms of net, KenPom, Bart Torvik, right on the same level as Alabama, but yet you're the 4. I think Texas Tech, personally, as I get back full screen on here, is closer to a 3 than a 4 right now. That being said, that can completely change on Saturday if you lose by double digits at Allen Fieldhouse and continue to give Kansas a little bit more mojo going into their final 2 games of the year. But you have every opportunity in front of you from a talent perspective to really make an impact in March and be a top 3 seed. Now, the question for Texas Tech becomes health. How healthy is Chance McMillan, right? Grant McCasland in his post-game presser against Houston said he knew he wasn't going to have Chance McMillan in this game. However, he was surprised that D5 did not play, okay? Does D5 play at Kansas? Because if you play him at Kansas and he's even close to healthy, I think you're probably going to win that game. Again, call it bias if you want. Kansas will be the favorite. There's no doubt about it. But Texas Tech is a better team than Kansas this year. Again, tough to win at Allen Fieldhouse, but it's doable, okay? You look at it from where Texas Tech is at right now, and you go into March. Again, the next game you play is in the month of March. You have 3 regular season games remaining, and that's what I wanted to look at to end this video is the schedule for Texas Tech. You can see it on your screen right now. You have at Kansas, at home versus Colorado, and then you have at Arizona State this next Saturday, March 8th, to round out your regular season schedule before you head to Kansas City to play in the Big 12 tournament. At minimum here, you should go 2-1. Period. End of story. I think that there's a real chance if you even have D5, let alone if you have both D5 and Chance McMillan, you can beat Kansas. That being said, I don't think we're going to know a whole lot going into that Kansas game about Chance McMillan, let alone D5. I don't think we will. I think it's going to be much like it was against Houston in the sense of game time decision types things. Could I be wrong? Sure, I have been in the past, and Lord knows I will be in the future as well. But that's kind of the feeling I get about this, okay? But Texas Tech is in a very good spot to round out this video to be a 3 seed or at worst a 4, right? And remember, I want to say this too. Remember, the conference championship tournaments can only help you. That's what the committee has proven time and time again. They cannot hurt you. They can only help you. And also remember this, there is a double bye. Texas Tech is in a good position to be in a double bye scenario where they get to play for a chance to go from quarters, to semi and then final. Instead of 4 games, they would only get to play 3, and that would be huge considering, hey, you've already played 20 games in the Big 12 slate by the time you get to Kansas City. All right, I'm going to ask you one more time. After their loss to number 4 Houston, are you still confident in Texas Tech to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament? Just a simple Y for yes or in for no. Let me know down on the pinned comment below. And while you're down there, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to stay in the know on all things Texas Tech men's basketball all year long. We still got a ton of exciting games to watch your Red Raiders play, whether it's in the regular season, up in Kansas City, in the Big 12 tournament, or March Madness. Plus, portal season's about to start. And if you want to stay in the know 100% free on everything Texas Tech, whether it's on the hardwood or the portal, we've got you covered right here on the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube and the most interactive group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube in the Back to 12 podcast channel. And as always, stay safe and Rec 'em Tech.